But yes, this is Perfect Dark. Now, one of the interesting things that you'll see about this game, and this is something that you should observe, is that a lot of the things that they now do in games, they had not yet learned that they should be doing at the time they came out with Perfect Dark. A good example of this is there are no checkpoints. Levels are long, they have lots of objectives, but there is no way to re-heal your health. You can get armor, but there's no way to re-heal your health itself. And if you fail a mission, you have to start it over from the very beginning. Another innovation that they hadn't quite developed yet, and this is partially due to the hardware limitations, is proper plot exposition. And the reason why that is important is because while Perfect Dark does have intro cutscenes to every level, they don't really explain the plot very well. And what that means is you actually have to pause and go to the subscreen that explains the plot and read it out manually. And I can do this very enthusiastically if you want to understand the plot. Okay, so you'll also have to excuse the fact that the graphics are not very good, but that's because it's an N64 game. I'm not going to put it in high-res mode, and the reason I'm not going to put it in high-res mode is because if you do that, the frame rate just tanks. It's horrible. So you're going to have to deal with it in low-res mode. But we should be fine. Okay, that's the opening cinematic, and you can already see the advantage to using real hardware instead of the fake emulators. And one of the advantages is the blur effects and the lighting effects in the opening scene there. Neither of them are properly emulated unless you use a very specific configuration. So we're already seeing the advantages. Woo! I should probably put it in the controller pack. The N64s have cartridge saves, but it also had memory cards that you could put into the controller. I just got a fresh one, so I can put it there, I guess. Alright, while Rain is away, the cats will play. Someone on Twitter commented, El Gato, the cat. God damn it, furries. Yeah, someone recommended me this El Gato. I don't remember who it was. It was someone on Twitter. Because of its analog support, but I couldn't actually get the analog support working with the N64. So I used my HDMI upscaler instead, and it just works just as well that way. So, alright. Something unique Perfect Dark did is each different difficulty level not only makes it so that enemies take more damage, they're more accurate, your auto-aim is worse, but it also makes it so that you have to do more mission objectives, and in some cases, completely different mission objectives. So we're going to play it on Perfect Agent until you get sick of me screwing up and having to start over again, because as I said, this is very much a trial and error type of gameplay. Also, note that reverse pitch is on by default. That's the reverse Y-axis. Since this game had reverse pitch on by default, I have been unable to play without inverting my Y-axis in any other game. Alright, let's go for it.
Oh boy.
Wish me luck. So, I have no idea how you're supposed to know that this thing is the internal comm cell here, but this is the internal comm cell. I guess the fact that it's big and glowy and that it makes noise when you get near it. And now we'll talk about the reasoning why the having the internal comms hub disabled for about a minute is completely useless. And that's because most of the cameras in the level we've already blown up. So there's no point disabling them. Secondly, all the other cameras in the level will take longer than a minute to get to. So there's really, no point to having it disabled for a minute. You'll see, by the time we get to another camera, it will have already popped up on the screen that security is activated again. A lot of people ask why this game is called Perfect Dark. I'll actually show you. See this light switch here?
Yeah.
That's why. Because they played a lot with light effects. So Maxim Index asks, do you guys actually care about scanlines in retro games? By the time you get to the N64, it's kind of pointless, because there are no scanlines anymore. It's at a high enough resolution that you can ignore them. Vyric asks, why do the cameras keep exploding? Are they made by Samsung? The answer is everything in this game explodes. I'll be able to show you later that if you shoot a desk enough, it will explode.